Ever wanted hundreds of purple mushrooms grown right on your farm? Well, today I'm going to show you how to do that. And this shouldn't actually be that painful for once, considering I've already got a farm conveniently with millions of trees on it. We even already have one mushroom stump, which is going to grow into a mushroom tree. Let me just move this other one out of the way so we can see better. And yes, that is counterproductive. Normally the most difficult part about this is getting that initial mushroom tree. That can happen only in fall, and it's a pretty rare event. So for the first time ever, I actually have something of a head start. I am going to clear out all the other trees in the neighborhood, because until fall we don't have any more chances of getting any more mushroom trees, with the exception of this one spreading its seed, which it's already done once. That is actually a small mushroom tree, so I'm not going to touch that. Basically, because it's not fall right now, I simply need my current mushroom trees to have as much room as possible to spread their seed, so I'm going to keep an eye on them over time. But nothing too outrageous because I'm lazy. I'm basically going to go to the end of winter right now. 20-something days later, and the only thing we've managed to accomplish is having Pierre show up to annoy me. The best part is, he's actually shadier than Joji Corporation. Off you go. Investigating my tree, I believe the ones that look like this are mushroom seeds. So we're going to let those grow. I am going to get rid of the ones that look like this because I know those are not mushroom trees. And now I'm really optimistic about this. These are spreading way faster than I thought they would. One day later, someone else has showed up to annoy me. And no one even notices when you come back. Instead of this, why don't you take the time to introduce yourself to your kids? Now in the first of spring, some new debris has grown, but our mushroom tree did sprout because they tend to die or whatever they do over winter. And what I'm going to start doing every time I find a mushroom tree is put a tapper on it, because those are actually what are going to produce us the mushrooms. And yeah, I did try this before, but I didn't manage to get any purple mushrooms, but now I understand how. Currently, this is also the only mushroom tree we have so far. It would be nice if we can get another one somewhere up here to start spreading from that corner downwards, but it's gotta wait for fall. Another fun month later, and we've got more fully grown mushroom trees. So I'm just gonna keep clearing the area around them and they'll keep spreading. So now I just have the exciting job of keeping the area around them clear, while trying to actually be careful for once so as not to destroy any small mushroom trees. One of the tricky parts about this too is actually trying to figure out what is a small mushroom tree and what is not. Because this, for example, is, and this is not. See how similar they look? It would be really easy to mistake that. Also this is an imposter. But then again, if I do give these lots of space, no other seeds really can grow in the area, so it should be strictly mushrooms. I'm not sure what kind of range they have for spreading their seeds, but I'm going to give them more room. Also, I am unfortunately gonna need a bigger backpack. Pierre probably also stole these from someone local. The first tapper is actually ready to go, a single mushroom. Not going to bother to pick it yet because, as always, I want to go big with this. The mushrooms have big room, so let's give them another month. Luckily, tomorrow is the start of fall where other trees can actually turn into mushroom trees, because this is going to get really annoying having to clear the weeds like this. Especially since I can't really use a scythe, otherwise I'm going to kill some of the mushroom saplings. I'm really hoping I do get 1 or 2 more mushroom trees over this fall, because then I can actually make this a lot faster and I can stop clearing this out every few days. But let's see how lucky we actually get to the end of fall. Considering my past luck with mushroom tree farms, I'm not overly optimistic, but let's go take a look and see if any of these did manage to turn into one. Given how many trees there is actually a decent chance, but so far we've got nothing. Oh, we do have one. We got 2 new mushroom trees. That's gonna make this whole process a lot faster. Mostly because I can just go like this. Put tappers on the fully grown mushroom trees that currently exist, and then use the tractor to clear out everything else. The tractor will cut down trees, but it won't cut down trees with the tapper on it. You see what I'm getting at? Just look at all this room. All the mushroom trees have to spread their seed now. Because I essentially have 3 mushroom tree clusters in different parts of the map, they're free to spread themselves now without other seeds and debris getting in their way. By the way, we'll also see the value of everything I just cut down overnight, just for kind of a comparison, whether or not it's worth it to have mushroom trees producing purple mushrooms, or just letting everything grow wild and cutting it down on occasion. Before I start skipping time again, the one last thing I want to do is be very sure that there's nothing non-mushroom in this cluster. And I think we've got it. We'll see the value of all this overnight, then we're going to skip for probably a full year to see exactly how far our mushrooms spread. We'll clear it out again then and just repeat the process until the field is full. The value for a lifetime of carelessness, 67,956 gold, so about 68,000 gold just to let your field grow for a while. That was also my lumberjack farm, so that was basically cultivated wood that entire time. Let's go to the end of next fall and see what happens. This guy again? Get out of my way, I'm making a mushroom farm. And I think he crashed the game. Thanks, Grandpa. Drop by more often. Let's try this again, hopefully this time without the ghosts of idiot past annoying me. Looks like we made it. Just to be safe, I'm going to do a hard save overnight. So what does a full year of unrestricted mushrooms get us? Demetrius. Because there's just no shortage of people in this game to annoy me. Yeah, we definitely need more mushrooms on this farm. Well, luckily for me, it looks like the grass grew in right away and really hindered the progress of those mushrooms, so that's fairly annoying. What's going on this side of the farm? Probably the same thing. The mushroom trees didn't really get a great chance to expand because the grass surrounded them and cut them off before they could get very far. Luckily for me, these are really just mostly weeds and grass, so I can use my scythe combined with a tractor and take care of everything pretty quickly. Winter probably is actually going to be the fastest time for everything to expand because that's when no weeds or grass show up. One of the most annoying parts about this whole thing is going to be trying to get a tapper on every single mushroom tree. There's going to be so many by the end and they're going to be everywhere. Interestingly enough, a few of our tappers are actually offering us red mushrooms today. I'm not going to take those, but it is kind of tempting. I just wanted to stop and see at the end of winter what exactly is going on. We got a lot of red mushrooms being offered to us and the mushroom trees have expanded quite a bit by themselves. So clearly all the other debris that's sprouting up, say tomorrow, is really getting in the way, so I'm going to clean it up first thing tomorrow. Because the first of spring tends to be the worst day for new debris showing up. Alright, this is turning into a really painful process, but the first of spring everything is cleared, so everything has a really good chance of growing and expanding until the end of fall. And the game crashed. After doing all that work to carefully clear out all the debris that wasn't a mushroom tree, the game just crashed. So I think it's time for a new strategy considering that can happen. I'm going to put tappers in all the fully grown trees and just go ham with my tractor, clearing out everything that's essentially not a fully grown mushroom tree with a tractor. I'm just going to do that at the beginning of every month because long term I think that's going to be faster than the way I've been doing it so far. Yep, to be honest, that's 1,000,000 times faster to clear the field. It did clear like everything, even the little shrubs around these trees, but that's okay. It's just so much quicker that this is actually going to be a lot faster. Guess what? It crashed again, so this is just getting more and more fun as time goes on. Not really sure what's making the game crash, nothing's out of the ordinary, nothing crazy is happening, so I'm going to try this one more time, and if this doesn't work, I don't know what to do. Wow, we made it through one full day, we've only got about another 10,000 of those to go. I feel like we're finally starting to make some progress. When I can't see through the mushrooms anymore, they're starting to take over. And I don't have to put as much effort into clearing things at this point because there's so many mushrooms, they're just kind of expanding all on their own. But at the same time, I don't even know what year we're on because these things they take time. Given the current number of mushroom trees we have, I think we're going to give this one more year and just go for it. By then, we should have a ton of mushroom trees anyway because they're spreading pretty quick and it's getting really hard to navigate through them to kind of clear out all the debris. 1 billion years later, yep, we've got mushroom trees. But I'm going to call that good enough because I can't really afford to have this video take any more hours than it already has. When I tried this before, I was kind of annoyed with the result because I spent so much time and effort making all these mushroom trees appear, and then once I got tappers on all of them finally, they mostly just produced me regular quality mushrooms, and that wasn't good enough. I couldn't understand how or why these work, but now I do. I also just want you to know how much fun it is to walk up and down these rows putting tappers individually on hundreds of mushroom trees. I'm really enjoying my day. Got the first half of the field done. That took forever. Luckily, the other half is a little bit smaller. And that's the last of them. That was a really annoying slow process, so I'm definitely going to go to bed right now to make sure the game doesn't crash on me. You know what? The next thing we're going to do is clear out anything that's not really a full-grown mushroom tree right now just to give myself a little bit of space to actually see what's going on out there. Things look so much cleaner and less full without all the debris and crap in the way. And more good news, the tractor won't harvest these tappers with the scythe, so I'm not really sure what the best way to harvest all these is going to be. Anyways, the first thing we're going to do is wait for those to actually be ready to harvest. I think I found a decent solution to my harvesting problem. Like I said, I can't use the tractor and the scythe or any quick way to harvest these, so I've installed the automate mod, and if I lay some stone flooring down, it'll all connect all the mushrooms together and they'll all automatically go into a chest. The problem is I still need to lay down stone floors over basically everything to make sure they all connect. That's definitely not the end of the world because the connectors are all pretty good at finding each other. As long as everything is touching something even at an angle, it will all connect and do the job it's supposed to do. The reason I'm doing this is because I need to harvest everything today. Note the date, it is the 10th. Good enough. Pretty sure all those paths connect to something, which connects to something else, which connects to something else. Which should mean that as soon as I lay this chest down, it's going to absorb everything into it. There we go. The mushrooms are all up. That's how many we got. Roughly 200 of them. So we'll see the value of those today, but of course it's the purple mushrooms we're after. And right now I'm actually going to take the chest away, that way we can be sure that purple mushrooms actually spawn into the trees when they're supposed to. I apparently missed a whole bunch of mushrooms over here somehow. Fixed the problem, heard them all go in, bunch more mushrooms. I thought 200 was a little bit low of a number. And it appears they've gone nowhere. There's nothing in the chest, there's still my original amount of mushrooms. Which isn't really the end of the world, I'm just a little confused as to what just happened to them. Well, okay, that's fine. Approximately 200 mushrooms so far, whatever, we know the connectors all work. So the value of boring mushrooms, 14,310. Mostly because it's just common mushrooms and those aren't worth a lot. As you can see, the red ones, quite a bit more valuable. Now, I'm honestly not sure how long these are going to take to produce their mushrooms, so we're just going to check them every day for as long as it takes. Several days later, we kind of have the result we're looking for, though not quite what I expected. It was my understanding that if you harvested all the trees on the 10th or the 20th of a month, your next harvest will give you purple mushrooms, but that's definitely not the case. Mostly all I'm seeing out here are the regular mushrooms. There are a few of the purples, but not nearly as many as there should be. So let's try this again. Laying that down. It's just destroying my mushrooms every time I do that. Chest down, sound number 1. Yeah, they disappear as we go. They take everything in right away, but then it keeps absorbing and destroys them. I think I might see what's happening. I think I've connected everything to the shipping bin, so a lot of my stuff is going directly into the shipping bin. After removing a few of those pesky trees from around the shipping bin, the automate is no longer connected to it. Now everything should properly go into the chest that I set down. Today is the 20th. According to the wiki, if you harvest the mushroom trees on the 10th or 20th of any month, the next time they produce their mushrooms, it will be purple mushrooms. So let's put that to the test. Everything should be in the bin, all 302 of them for once we got the full amount. Those are worth a total of throwing them in the pond because they're boring mushrooms. And it didn't work. Of course it didn't. So the wiki seems to be wrong in this case, but maybe that applies only to fall when it really is actually mushroom season, so let's try that next. Today is fall the 10th. Should be prime, optimal, super mushroom day, so let's see if this is gonna work. There's so much crap in my field, I can't get through it again. Hopefully all the connectors are still kind of doing their thing. So is this going to work? Chest down, everything should be here, 300 of them. I'm not really sure why we got a little bit lesser amount. I'm not gonna worry about that too much. Then let's check again in 3 or 4 days to see if we actually have purple mushrooms, or if this just doesn't work at all. Today should be the day of truth, the moment of truth, and we have red mushrooms, not purple, red. So I guess that's a step in the right direction. Red mushrooms are good for something. I guess we'll check the value of those and try this all again on the 20th to see if that'll give us purple mushrooms. We managed to get one somehow, so I guess there's not really any proper way to do this. Alright, well what are 300 red and 1 purple mushroom worth then? We're looking at a total of 22,750, which is kind of an underwhelming amount. But mushrooms are fun, so worth it? All the 20th, red mushrooms are harvested. Don't worry about the amount, I had to make a few things screwy to make them actually be ready today. So again, let's see if purple ones actually show up. One final attempt to get this stupid idea to work, and we got red mushrooms again. I officially hate mushroom trees and any idea to do with mushroom trees.